greatest gymnast that we've ever seen.
Extraordinary moments.
Beautiful night for some football.
Joey Logano steps into history.
Scotty Scheffler takes it all.
A lot of stars for you on Sunday Night Football.
These guys are mentally and physically tough. The guys just keep believing.
One play at a time. Let's go get this win.
Two of my favorite guys, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Cooper is such an important part of our offense. Puka, he's got the swag. He is a fun guy to be around. You feel really confident for these guys to go do their thing, and you just sit and admire it.
What about right now?
We haven't done nothing yet. So all we focus on is just one and out, and I think the team has adopted that DNA, that mentality. We're just trying to stay locked in and focus on the important things and not worrying about nothing else.
Hey, look, there's not much to worry about if you're the Eagles right now, especially when you got guys like A.J. Brown, also Saquon Barkley, who jumps over people backwards, and Philly right now sitting at 8-2 and carrying a 6-game win streak into L.A., where Cooper Kupp. It's going to be Puka Nacua and the Rams. They won 4 of their last 5, and they're trying to get above 500 for the first time this season. That is Sunday Night Football. We got games going on right now, including some games that Rams fans probably want to pay attention to because they concern the NFC West. Let's start with what's going on with the 49ers and Green Bay Packers, Chris.
Yeah, 49ers starting Brandon Allen and is a little sloppy. Gets strip sacked by Lucas Van Ness. Kenny Clark gets the recovery, and the Packers just scored, punching it in. Josh Jacobs. It's going to be 31-10, Maria.
And remember, the 49ers doing it without Brock Purdy out with shoulder soreness. Devin, meanwhile, the Cardinals and the Seahawks doing battle, and it's a low-scoring affair.
Geno Smith gets a little greedy in the red zone, but Williams picks him off right there. Kyler Murray got banged up. They were looking at him on the sideline, so we'll see what happens when Arizona gets the ball back.
He's thrown for over 200 yards and an interception, but we just got under 10 minutes left in that game right now. Meanwhile, Jason, Bo knows best, and he's doing it against the Raiders.
Hey, it's the same story every week. Bo Nix, the rookie for Denver, playing like a veteran. He found Cortland Sutton earlier. He finds him again. They're cashing in down in the red zone.
And the Raiders just kicked a field goal, so still a lead right now, sitting at 26-19 for those Broncos. Welcome inside the studio. Maria, Devin, and Jason here with you. And road teams dominate at the 1 o'clock window, going 6-1 in the early slate. But upsets, they were lurking, and some teams escaped, some did not, Jason.
Yeah, an absolutely wild one in Washington. Jaden Daniels orchestrates another amazing comeback, but Washington special teams let them down all day long. They've lost 3 in a row. If they don't start throwing the ball down the field and rushing the quarterback, that losing is going to continue.
And that's the hardest thing about this game. McLaurin, exciting touchdown at the end, but it doesn't matter unless you make the kick. But how about Kansas City? It seems like they always do just enough, but we thought maybe this would be the week. They play the Carolina Panthers. We're going to see them be explosive, play good defense. No, this team doesn't do that. But at the end of every game, somehow we say they find a way to win.
I was really surprised how well Carolina moved the ball and scored points against Kansas City's defense. But number 15 plays quarterback in Kansas City. And again, he makes the plays at the end of the game.
Another chapter in Patrick Mahomes has the ball and 3 timeouts at the end of the game. You know what happens. We'll show you a little later in the show. But right now, we're going to show you the Week 12 headliners. And for that, we go to Chris Sims.
Yep, that's right. It was quarterbacks from Florida. That was the theme. Yeah, hot Tua. He was hot today. The Dolphins have been hot ever since he's been back at the helm at the quarterback position. He's got phenomenal weapons. It was all about Jalen Waddle, Jonnu Smith, Tyreek Hill. You know the cast of characters, but they were surgical, dissecting the Patriots defense today, had their way with them. And look at this, my man here, Tua. Lefty, is he the best ball handler in all of football at the quarterback position? I say yes. All right, good job, Tua. Way to go. Now, baked cutlets, it's supposed to be Tommy DeVito's day, not Baker Mayfield's day, but they have found a new way to attack on offense. Bucky Irvin's done great. Run game, pass game, he's really helped them out. And then the aggressive passes down the field by Baker Mayfield. 11 different receivers he hit today. He was really good. And, I mean, look at this. Tommy DeVito doing this. All right. Hey, guys, we got to work.
What you got on that?
Well,
what is that?
You know, Baker's from Texas, all right? Let's help him out. Baker, it's a little lower. It's down here. It's not so much here, right?
It's in the framework.
That's
it's in here. You can't be outside your shoulder.
Forget about it. Go ahead, Maria. Let's see it.
Hey. You didn't even put in there. Baker was like lead blocking for Bucky Irving in this game, too. Did a little bit of everything. All right, let's go from the studio to the sunshine, because out in SoFi, Jack, Tony, and Rodney are hanging out. Y'all looking good, cool, calm, and collected this evening.
Hey, and Simsy, hot Tua was a good line. They're chanting "Fly Eagles, fly" out here in L.A. But the Rams, they just survived long enough. Remember how beat up they were? They're right in the mix right now in the NFC West. Heard them talking about it. Philly has not lost since that bye week back in week number 5. They look like real contenders in the NFC, Rob.
I love the impact that Saquon Barkley has made on his team. Offensively, Jalen Hurts is playing with a lot of confidence, and he doesn't feel like he has to do everything. On the defensive side of the ball, Coach, they feed off that physicality running the football.
Yeah, Philly has gotten back to their identity, which is running it through Saquon. The Rams have gotten back to their identity, too, which is using their 2 wide receivers. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are back in the lineup, healthy, and they're explosive. They're going to score some points tonight.
We've seen both these teams look so much better when they have both their top receivers healthy. Devontae Smith going to miss tonight's game with the hamstring. Hot Rod Rodney Harrison in the news this week, Coach, a semi-finalist for the Hall of Fame class of 2025. We got to get you a new teammate here, Coach.
Yes, we hope so. He's in the final 25. It'll go down to 10, and then the final 5 in January. But this is a deserving man. We got to get him in the Hall.
He does. And this crowd, it's almost like
they know it. They know it.
Beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. They're still rooting for you, Rod. We're getting you set for Sunday night football. We got the Rams. We got the Eagles coming your way from SoFi Stadium. The sun is shining on the West Coast. Counting down to kickoff.
Chris, we've got an injury in our Raiders and Broncos game. Gardner Minshew out now, Desmond Ridder in.
Yeah, looks like he hurt his shoulder. Desmond Ridder in. The Broncos defense harassing quarterbacks all year. Nick Bonito, one of their best pass rushers. He gets the strip sack. We're at the 2-minute warning. Broncos up 7.
Yeah, and in Seattle, I'm seeing a thumbs up from Mike McDonald. The field goal, good.
This Seattle team continues to try to make plays. They live a little bit on the edge, but Myers in the rain in Seattle will get a 10-point lead.
Meanwhile, the Packers just piling it on right now, the 49ers. They are up 28 at home. Let's get you caught up on some of the highlights, starting with the Titans taking on the Texans. Will Levis, Titans looking for their first division win of the year. But Levis, this throw tough, intercepted by Jimmy Ward.
Yeah, Levis had one of his best games of the year. This was not his best play. The 2 slants. Jimmy Ward kind of convinced him to throw the outside one and made Levis pay.
You know what a pick 6 means. Go to Applebee's, get your free boneless wings. But shooters keep shooting, and Levis keeps shooting.
He sure does. Chig Okonkwo, 70 yards. He had 1 catch. You're looking for explosive plays? Throw it to Chig.
And Levis had 2 touchdowns, just the 1 interception, 278 yards. Texans trying to answer here with C.J. Stroud.
A big-time throw to Nico Collins in the middle of the defense. Collins does the rest, but it was this kind of day for Houston as this one came back for a penalty on Mixon.
Yeah, it was nullified by an illegal shift. That's the 4th game with 11 or more penalties for the Texans. And then you see Kaimi Fairburn lining up the 28-yard field goal to tie. Oh, my goodness, but it is a miss. So now Houston's lost 4 of their last 6 and starting 5-1, and Fairburn knew it right away. It is not going down the middle. Now let's go on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Giants. Remember, Daniel Jones is out, so Tommy DeVito is in. We don't need turkey. All we need is cutlets, or so you might think, to start out this game.
I don't know, but this doesn't look like cutlets to me. Elijah Cansey comes in, big sack, puts the fans to sleep.
Wake up. Let's go.
What are we doing?
Come on, Giant fans.
The Giants only had 1 first down and 19 total yards. And right before halftime, here's Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield said, hey, Giants fans, don't go to sleep yet. Watch me jump in the end zone, Baker Mayfield. And when you score at MetLife now, you let the people know, Baker. I like seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it. Baker doing the Tommy DeVito celebration as all the Giants fans have to leave the stadium sad and or sleeping. Mike Florio joining us now. And you actually spoke to Baker after this game.
Yeah, he said he really wasn't thinking about it when he did the DeVito gesture. And he said he meant no disrespect to Tommy DeVito. Now, he should have said no disrespect the Jersey way, but he didn't. And he said he thinks it's hilarious that the whole stadium reacts the way they do when he does something good. But it was very aggressive. There's more nuance to it.
And also, as we all know, the Giants benched Daniel Jones on Tuesday. They waived him yesterday. So what is the future looking like for the former Giants QB now?
He's got to pass through waivers. Highly unlikely, Maria, that anybody's going to pick up the bulk of his contract, $11.83 million. So he becomes a free agent. One option that he's seriously considering, sign with the practice squad of one team, and then you've got flexibility. If a starter gets injured elsewhere, you can join the active roster of the other team.
Okay, well, it might not be a bad idea for a new start for Daniel Jones because Sundays at MetLife have most certainly been tough. Check this out, guys. At home this season, 0-7, scoring just 11 points per game and sacked 29 times. And there they are, Daniel Jones, Joe Douglas, no longer there. But Sundays at MetLife, you saw the Giants fans leaving and or sleeping. It hasn't felt good. All right, let's talk about something a little bit happier, just like slightly happier. If you're looking at the Eagles director of joy, his name is Reggie White-Little. He's a mini golden doodle, so cute, who's in his 3rd season in the role. And if you like Reggie, then you're not going to want to miss the National Dog Show. Okay, it's on Thanksgiving Day at noon Eastern on NBC. And here are some DAWGS dogs who are actually representing the University of Georgia, who is playing in the SEC Championship. Jordan Davis, we appreciate seeing you. Jalen Carter, keep telling it up. Matthew Stafford is in the building. Wow, we are representing the right way.
Simply amazing.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hello. Saquon Barkley breaks free. He's going to go.
He just starts to put on the jets, and he outruns everybody.
Breaks 3 tackles, 4.
Once he gets to the 2nd level, look out.
Mario.
What was that?
Oh, no. Barkley beats one man, spins past another, leaps over a 3rd.
Too strong. No one's ever done this. He's unbelievable.
Explosion.
And he wins the race. Amazing. How fun is that?
So year 1 for Saquon Barkley in Philly, and he keeps leveling up, now leading the NFL in rush yards per game and total scrimmage yards. It's nice running behind the biggest offensive line in football, and he is top 3 in yards before contact. We know what he can do after contact with those quads. Get warmed up right there, Coach. But this Rams defense he's going to face, they've really been good lately, huh, Rob?
I talked to Lane Johnson, offensive tackle, and he was very complimentary of the Rams defensive line. He talked about them. They do a great job rushing, but they also do a great job running all their different games. One guy in particular that he pointed out, he said Jared Verse does an excellent job in the run game and rushing the quarterback. Said he's a problem.
Yeah, earlier in the season we talked about the problem of replacing Aaron Donald, a great player. They did it with young guys. They play fast, they play aggressive, they hustle. They're going to have their work cut out for them. This team, the Eagles, does run through Saquon. They got to load the line of scrimmage tonight and then take their chances. Double team A.J. Brown, make the ball go to the other receiver.
One thing I want you to watch, Coach, are their 2 rookie safeties, Jalen McCullough and Cameron Kitchen. These guys have 7 interceptions between them. They're playmakers, but they have to protect the deep part of the field going against A.J. Brown.
Really interesting looking at the business side of things, too. The Rams, by far the cheapest defense, which allows them to spend the most money in the league on this offense, Coach.
Well, I love what they did. They didn't go out and get some high-priced free agents, older guys. What they did is say, we're going to draft, we're going to build with young guys, and we'll just play hard.
I love Aaron Donald. You know he was my favorite player, but I'd rather have these 5 guys on the defensive line as opposed to one Aaron Donald.
And this Philly team that they will face, Maria Taylor, they have been very good on the road where they find themselves tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely not scared to hit the road at all. They're 5-1 outside of Philly this season, which includes a win in Brazil. They're looking for their 7th straight win, and check out that number, 3 straight road wins by 20-plus points. That's the most in the NFL this season. So they put it on big when they hit the road. And how about this for the Rams? A little bit of good news.
Oh, they're liking it. Seattle beating Arizona losing to Seattle, and then the 49ers getting blown out by the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, remember the Rams looking up at the Cardinals in the NFC West, so watching them fall to the Seahawks must feel good. We got your highlights coming up next.
Gibbs trying to get to the edge. He will. 2nd touchdown of the day. Thomas, this game is rough.
The Cowboys are coming.
This is the one we needed.
Wow. Touchdown.
Fans for the win. Again.
We're excited to show everybody on primetime what we can do.
Yeah. Rewarding performance. Brought to you by Capital One. Football Night in America is brought to you by Applebee's, the official grill and bar sponsor of the NFL, and by Corona Extra, for the fans who never lose.
Jason, I see black and white film. I know you know what's going on.
Tell us who that is.
1949 there, guys. 1949.
NFL championship featuring the Eagles and the Rams. Philly won 14-zip on a rainy day in the LA Coliseum. And those 49 Eagles were the first team to rush for at least 150 yards and multiple touchdowns in 6 consecutive games in a single season. This year's Eagles can become the second, okay? All they got to do is hit those marks here tonight. All right, the Chiefs taking on the Panthers. Remember, Kansas City coming off that loss to the Bills, their first of the season. How will they respond? Let's start in the second half, Devin.
They responded with a little bit of a back-and-forth game. Probably Bryce Young's best game as a pro. But right here, Mahomes finds Hopkins in the back of the end zone. This new connection, we knew would be dangerous in the red zone.
Yes, okay, so now Bryce Young getting the ball. Like you said it, he had a good game. This is on 4th and 3. Pressure on Young.
Look at the poise by Bryce Young. He knows he has a veteran, backs up, Thielen, finds him open. Bryce Young keeps the drive going.
Big time.
Big, huge play. And then following a DPI, you can see Chuba Hubbard punching it in with that 1-yard touchdown. Panthers now trailing 27-25. And then on a 2-point conversion, Hubbard again.
It was another pass interference of the play before on a 2-point conversion. Hubbard converts, but they couldn't convert enough in the red zone to put the Chiefs away.
So now Mahomes gets the ball. There's 3 timeouts and an opportunity to win the game.
Too much time. Patty Mahomes, when he gets to the sideline, tackle him. Don't let him do this. Patrick Mahomes, the best at, I'm going out. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm picking up more yards. Sets up for a game-winning field goal.
He got loose for 33 yards on that play, and that matches his longest run so far this season with 2 seconds left. That's Spencer Schrader lining up from 31 yards. Remember, second game without Buckner. He's on IR.
The Jets didn't want this guy. He was on their practice squad, and look what turns out for him.
Just winning the game for the Chiefs, for Patrick Mahomes.
I'm just saying.
Guys, that was Mahomes' 21st game-winning drive in his career. He does this like absolutely nothing. Gardner Minshew, the Raiders hosting the Broncos here, and let's start with an interception.
Yeah, interception down the middle. This is the start of the third quarter. They're up by 4 points, and you're going, hey, they're kind of in control of this football game. But this Broncos defense, they make plays in the secondary, one of the best secondaries in football. They harass the quarterback with their pass rush, and this guy right here keeps making plays and getting better and better. Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, we hear it every week right now. Broncos are hot. Winning this one on the road in Vegas.
Snag that bad boy. Bo Nix, 20 total touchdowns, just 2 interceptions in the last 10 games. You're right, it's coming in hot, so is the rookie. The Patriots taking on the Dolphins. All right, Mike McDaniel, what y'all got, okay? You got 2 straight wins. Let's see if you can make it 3. Let's ball.
Well, the Dolphins are the fastest team in the National Football League. The Phil's 53 1/3 yards wide, and they make the defense defend all of it. Achane is unbelievable. It's the quick screen, then it's the swing screen, just walking in the end zone.
Yeah, that one was for 11 yards in the TD. Achane had 56 total yards, a couple of receiving touchdowns. Then to the third quarter we go. Tua, he just has weapons all over.
And when you stretch the width of the field, the seams open up, and nobody gets the ball out of his hands quicker and more accurately than Tua finding Waddle down the seam.
Yeah, so Stephen Ross hitting the Waddle.
That ain't it. That ain't it.
You don't like the Waddle?
No. Okay, during the 3-game win streak, just see how many points the Dolphins are scoring. 30 points per game, over 300 yards, and only allowing 16 points. And Tua Tagovailoa, 11 touchdowns and just 1 interception in the 5 games since he's returned from the concussion. And Tua and the Dolphins are already looking forward to their Thanksgiving game.
We'll enjoy this win, but you know this next one's going to be big for us, and we're excited to go down there to Green Bay and you know, show everybody on primetime what we can do. I mean, I'm excited to kill narratives, so let's go. Bring it on.
Oh, yeah, we rewrite narratives.
Icy Tua.
Time for the Lowe's home team help. And actually, our home team member, Jason Garrett, you're going to be doing that game on Thanksgiving. But let's talk about what the Dolphins have done during this 3-game stretch. What have they done well?
Tua was out for 4 games. They averaged 10 points a game. He's back. Now they average 30. I mean, it doesn't take rocket scientists to figure this thing out. The guy's Magic Johnson. I've never seen a guy see the field so quickly, get the ball out of his hands so quickly into these little holes where these guys can catch it and run. He's a magician. So when you take that guy out of the lineup. There's nobody can replace him. He's playing as well as anybody in the league right now.
It's a ball control passing offense. They almost kind of like bore you. It's, hey, 4 yards here, 3 yards here, 4 yards here. And you said it. They do that. The defense widens, and then it's Tyreek Hill or Waddle down the middle, and it's zoo, watch them go, right? So between that, they're really efficient. They control the clock, and their defense is playing good, Devin.
This defensive line has stepped up. You talk about older Calais Campbell, Zach Sealer, Chop Robinson, the rookie. They're getting after passes. They're making teams do things that they don't want to do because of the pressure they have. And it's really led this defense coming back, allowed the free safeties, the corners to play free and play fast.
It's a well-coached football team.
It is. Yeah.
You think about Mike McDaniel on offense, Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator. Those guys are playing the right way on defense. There's a good energy in Miami right now.
I'm starting to feel a type of way, though, because you used to call me Magic Johnson, and you said you've never seen anybody do it like that. And so now, you know what I mean? It's like I lost my spine. You know, Tua comes back, and all of a sudden, he's Magic Johnson.
Well, we're a football show, so just be Mahomes.
Got it. You're right. Okay. Let's get it over to Matthew Berry for the DraftKings Sportsbook 3-play. Who do you have this evening, Matthew?
Yeah, Maria, not a surprise, but I'm starting with Saquon Barkley. But what you might not expect is I'm taking the over on his receiving line. It's a low number. Saquon can get home on this in one play. By the way, look at this matchup. The Rams allow the second highest catch rate to running backs this year. Oh, and they've allowed a running back to go over this number in 8 of 10 games this year. Plus, no Devontae Smith tonight. I expect Barkley to be more involved in the passing game. So give me the over on Saquon Barkley's receiving yards. Hey, speaking of Devontae Smith being out, I expect a massive target share tonight for A.J. Brown. In his healthy games this year, Brown's averaging 97 yards. So for the second leg, I'm taking an alt line. Give me 70 yards receiving for A.J. Brown tonight. Finally, I'm taking an alt on the under of this game of 53.5. You think about how well the Eagles defense is playing, how Philly likes to run so much. So I just don't see this game turning into a back-and-forth shootout. And get this, so far this year on Sunday Night Football, the under is 8-3. So I'm taking under on 53.5 tonight. And guys, that's my DraftKings 3-play for tonight.
Kyron Williams, I look at him. This Rams offensive line getting healthy. He's one of the better running backs in football, physical. They got to run the ball just to keep that Philadelphia Eagles defense honest.
He ran over the Patriots defense last week. He's a bully on the field.
He is. Watch, he's going to get the ball a lot tonight.
All right, here we go, boys. Here we go.
That's a way to start.
Let's go, Reese.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
It is time for our Sunday Fun Day.
No one's ever done this. 110. Sack.
Welcome to the sack party, my friend.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
Yes, sir. A couple teams putting together runs since their bye week. Matthew Stafford, he got both receivers healthy. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua in week 8. They have won 3 out of their last 4. But that Eagles defense they will face, they have turned it on since their bye week in week number 5. They have been the best scoring defense in the NFL, Rod.
Yeah, and Jalen Carter's been the most dominant defensive player on the interior line. I thought he was fantastic. But the thing I'm looking at is Coach Fangio. I think he's done a great job. He's come in. He's done an excellent job with the linebackers. Nakobe Dean, he's playing downhill. He's playing fast. And Zach Bond, coach, is playing like he's an all-pro.
Yeah, and I was talking to Darius Slay, their cornerback, before the game. We had you guys down there in Brazil, the first game of the year. You were excited about this defense. He said, but now we know it. We're playing fast. We're hustling. We're not thinking. And that's been the key. Plus that pressure from Jalen Carter.
And one of the most underrated moves that he made as a defensive coordinator, he took a rookie defensive back in Cooper DeJean, put him at nickel, took the veteran out, and put him on the bench. And it's worked out well for him.
Their first 2 draft picks both used on corners, Coach.
Yes, they're going to get tested tonight by these wide receivers. This group can play on the Rams offensive side, Rob.
Coach, they have not seen a group of wide receivers like this with the size, the speed, the ability to get off the bump and run, and just so difficult to tackle, Jack.
They sure are. On the other side of the ball, the Eagles, they had issues with A.J. Brown. He missed 3 games with a hamstring injury. Same thing Devontae Smith is dealing with tonight. But they are 7-0 with Brown in the lineup. And Devin stopped by Philly to learn about the mentality of the Eagles star.
In college, I had a belt.
Nasty wideout, says NWO.
What does it take to be a nasty wideout?
Number one, you have to love the game. Making plays all day, regardless of who's in front of you. Nobody can stop you.
We got a big heavyweight match coming up.
We got these clips where when you look at them, not what you would think. This guy right here, is he open?
Yeah.
He's open right now?
Yeah.
AJ Brown!
Is there any corner that you're like, he might have the edge on me?
One-on-one?
Yeah.
Nobody. We go one-on-one with anybody, I'm gonna win.
What a throw, what a catch.
Let me show you one of your teammates here. Right here, I look at this play and I'm like, I don't know if this is good for your guy, Jalen Hurts, in this moment.
Jalen did it with his leg.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
What do you think when you see that?
His just natural ability to take over. You're gonna have to really tackle him for him to go down. Now, he's a fighter.
All right, we got one more. Saquon, the ball's thrown to him. Did you think that was about to happen on that play?
No chance.
Beats one man, leaps over a third.
What was that?
What has been his impact on the field for you guys?
Leadership, a great teammate, great person.
No one's ever done this.
And he does stuff like that. That's the cherry on top.
MVP right now?
I think he's the best in the world. And I love Derek. I love Derek. You understand?
You got to play with King Henry, Derrick Henry, now Saquon Barkley. How's that been?
Right now, I still think Derek is probably the best running back I ever played.
That was filthy.
And then he jumps over somebody backwards. And I'm like,
had to rethink it.
Yeah, I had to rethink it.
I played in New England, Coach Belichick. The outside world had a perception of him, but inside the locker room, it was different, the way we felt about him. Is it similar like that with Sirianni and the guys in the locker room?
For sure, for sure. The outside world has a view of him. Totally wrong, man. The guys are behind him.
What's your relationship like?
Great, man. We check in Mondays and Tuesdays. Either I go in his office or he FaceTiming me. And we talk throughout the week, about anything and everything. I just got a question. Did you used to call Belichick?
No, me and Bill didn't have any FaceTimes. We might have some one-on-ones in that office. Okay. Usually, though, if you were in Bill's office, you were sweating a little bit. You were a little nervous.
Yeah. Get It, presented by the Farmer's Dog.
All right, Devin, I like you going one-on-one with receivers sitting down where it's nice and safe. You know what
I'm trying to say? I can still match up now.
I guess so. But it's interesting what he said with the FaceTime with Nick Sirianni, and you were like, that never happened. That's an interesting takeaway from the Eagles.
And that was one of my biggest takeaways. Outside of the Eagles locker room, everyone has something to say about Sirianni. Inside the locker room, they believe in him. This is a whole new year. They're not worried about what happened last year. They're following their leader, and we've seen it in this 6-game win streak. They're playing Eagles football, running the ball, dominating on defense, and it looks good so far.
And it doesn't hurt when you have A.J. Brown. They're 7-0 when he plays. What does he change about this offense?
The ability to throw the ball down the field. And if that's taken away, he's told me, when he catches slant passes or those pop passes, he's dangerous. He doesn't think about getting tackled. He said, I got to keep my feet moving, and I can't jump up in the air. Once I keep my feet moving, I'm headed to the end zone.
All right. Well, he averages 18 yards per catch. No one else in the league has as many 30-plus yard receptions as him. But that's just through the air. The Eagles offense, let's talk a little bit more about this offense. Jason and Chris and all the threats they have all around.
Yeah, it's impressive. They're not real creative, right? But they know who they are. They're simple, but it's very effective. And, of course, they got the weapons to execute this offense. That's what we're impressed by more than anything.
Yeah, the weapons start up front. They have an outstanding offensive line. They control the line of scrimmage, both in the running game and then in the protection game. And this is where it starts right here. It's not complicated. It's a numbers game. You got the numbers, hand it to that guy right there. He certainly is the leading MVP candidate for me. Give him the ball. And now they want to put guys around the line of scrimmage. There's 8 of them up there. That means one-on-one out here for the big guy. I'd throw it to A.J. Brown every single snap. Good things happen when they do it.
Run the ball if there's 2 deep safeties. If there's 1 safety, he throws it deep. We're not even talking yet still about Jalen Hurts' ability to run the football. And when he doesn't turn the ball over, they're hard to beat. This is an all-star offense. I think that's where I feel about this Eagles football
and Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, was with us in Dallas for a lot of years. A very creative guy, but he's coaching really well right now because he understands the team that he has, and what he needs to do is be simple. Play the matchup game. In the run game, in the pass game, they're doing it. They're thriving under it. They're as good an offense as there is in the National Football League.
Maybe best offensive line in football, best running back in football, best duo at receiver in football, maybe, Maria. Really good quarterback and good tight ends. It's a real good offense in Philly.
All right, so you're saying it's an all-star team. I got it. Saquon Barkley, listen, he's passed 100-plus yards from scrimmage in 8 of 10 games. But look at the rushes ending at the 1-yard line. And then his homeboy, Jalen Hurts, coming in. He's got 11 rushing touchdowns from the 1-yard line.
But he's still happy when Jalen Hurts scores. He's like, I'll spike the ball for you. I got you.
I know. He's just trying to get the victory, and I love it. And nobody has been tackled at the 1-yard line more than Saquon Barkley. It doesn't matter, because every single time that Jalen Hurts gets a touchdown or scores this year, his foundation is donating $5,000 to help provide air conditioning in Philadelphia public schools, and they're already up to $115,000, so keep them coming.
Let's go, Jalen.
Yeah, the Lions taking on the Colts, Devin. Let's start with Allen Iverson showing up to work. That's Jahmyr Gibbs.
What Gibbs know about AI? How do you know he's too young? All right, Jahmyr Gibbs, you know about the step over Tyronn Lue. They didn't have to do you like that. The Lions, this team, just too many weapons everywhere.
Yeah, they're balling, doing the AI celebration. And David Montgomery, like, I want some too. Sonic and Knuckles are going.
I mean, Richardson looked better today. We can't even get to that because of the Lions, the way they just dominated this game. Gibbs in for another touchdown, outrunning everybody.
He had 90 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Sonic, yeah, and Knuckles, they had something to say after this one.
You know, it's your boy Sonic and Knuckles.
And you know when we came to you.
Go!
It's really all fun and games, like literal Sonic games when those two are on the field. Okay, the Vikings taking on the Bears. Let's start in the second half. The Vikings up 7. Aaron Jones, he did fumble once, not twice.
Nah, he had a good day, though. Over 100 yards rushing. He looked real good. The Vikings controlled this game for the most part, and then the fourth quarter, it just became craziness altogether. And this guy right here, Caleb Williams, had a really good day. 340 yards passing, led the team in rushing. Makes a nice play here, scrambling to Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Chris, 29 seconds left with the Bears down 11, and somehow, someway, Caleb Williams is orchestrating a run to tie this ball game up. That's a 2-point conversion.
He was sharp. He was clutch. Finds DJ Moore in the back of the end zone there. 2-point conversion. And now they got to kick the onside kick. They're still down by 3. Ball bounces off the Minnesota Vikings player's leg. Bears get the ball. You see it here. Munt hits him right on the right calf. Great awareness by the Bears. They fall on it and get the ball back.
Yeah, hits Johnny Munt. Tarvarius Moore, he grabs it, and then 21 seconds left now. Williams throwing a dart.
He had a few throws in this game, Maria. I know you heard me say, wow, because you could barely see the ball on the screen. That was an absolute laser to DJ Moore down the middle.
So guess what? The Bears are in field goal range, and so it's Cairo Santos from the 48 yards out to tie this one. Remember, had his field goal blocked just a game ago, ended the game in a loss. This one, all good. So let's go ahead and go into overtime. So after a Bears 3 and out, it's Sam Darnold and the Vikings on the field.
Sam Darnold also played well. We talked about Aaron Jones. Sam Darnold threw for over 300 yards himself, and it wasn't just a Justin Jefferson's day. It was a TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison day. Here's Hawkinson for the big game.
Yeah, and then Parker Romo, he's going to line it up from 29 yards out. The Vikings get a victory with this one, and it's all good in the hood. They get it 30-27. Bears weren't able to hold on to it. And how about this? We're used to seeing Justin Jefferson all over the stat sheet, but Jordan Addison, career high in receiving yards and receptions. TJ Hawkinson, 7 catches, 115 yards. And actually, Sam Darnold, career high 21 touchdown passes so far this season to add to what Aaron Jones was able to do on the ground. All right, time for a PFT update brought to you by Accenture. Mike, you spoke with Aaron Jones after the Vikings OT win.
Yeah, Maria, and I focused on a key play in the fourth quarter. The Vikings were up 8. It was 3rd and 13. Sam Darnold got banged up, came out of the game for a few plays. Nick Mullins comes in cold. Coach Kevin O'Connell calls a play, and Jones told me it was just drawn up and installed this week. They'd never used it in a game before. They'd never practiced it until this week, and it worked. And Jones said, I've never caught a pass with so much space in front of me. It just shows you what Kevin O'Connell can do by way of coming up with plays that would work against a given defense. Now, you'll hear coaches and players say from time to time, we don't listen to outside noise. Chris and I do a picks podcast every week. I picked the Bears to win the game, and Aaron Jones made sure he said to me, we do see stuff, we do read stuff, and we saw you didn't pick a star.
Get him, Aaron.
Get him.
Stop picking your team. Stop picking your favorite team.
Believe in your team.
I've never seen someone show up with the sweatshirt of his team and go against them every single week like Mike Florio. You guys are not going to believe how the game ended in Washington. Cowboys securing a victory, and then we'll tell you how the 49ers did without Brock Purdy in Lambeau coming up next.
Welcome Welcome to the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff.
Every fan has a story about the first time they fell in love with their team. Mine came 46 years ago when I went to the movies and saw Heaven Can Wait and fell in love with the Los Angeles Rams. The movie's story is about a quarterback who dies and then comes back to life and wins a Super Bowl. It's a film about destiny, if ever there was one. Believing in destiny is a great way to root for a football team.
The Los Angeles Rams are world champions.
Always believing that the best is yet to come.
Nakua, he's got it. Touchdown, LA.
So, we're playing the Eagles. They haven't lost a game since September. We have got to stop Saquon.
What was that? No one's ever done this.
But if you're like me, you believe in what your team can do.
Let's go get this win.
You believe in destiny. Tonight, in football heaven at SoFi. Rams, Eagles on Sunday night.
All the stars are out. All Rob Lowe's buddies are out. Will Arnett saw him at the golf course once. Right. Horrible golf swing, but a good guy. Who else we got? Oh, okay. Rob McElhaney over there as well. Okay, let's see who else
are in LA,
I saw
right?
J.J. Redick as well.
I know Bradley Cooper. Limitless.
I know you know Bradley Cooper. I saw the Dodgers walking around with the World Series trophy as well as we are on the field presented by Hyundai. And we have seen both these teams represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in the last handful of years. What have you learned being around both of them down here?
Well, I'll tell you what, Aaron Moorhead, the Eagles receiver coach, was the third wide receiver for our Super Bowl teams in Indy. And I was asking him about Devontae Smith not playing. He said, you know how it is, Coach. The backup guys are going to be ready. Jahan Dotson will step up, and Johnny Wilson will play in the third receiver spot. He's the biggest wide receiver I've ever seen, so keep your eyes on 89 tonight for Philadelphia.
And for me, it's two guys that don't necessarily get a lot of national attention, but they have a lot of respect within their locker room. And guys describe it as them doing all the dirty work. So it's Milton Williams, defensive tackle. He's an excellent pass rusher as a defensive tackle, but also Reed Blankenship. I like his leadership. I like how smart he is. And like you said, Coach, he's tough.
We asked Darius Slay about all these guys, all these young guys. He said, shoot, I need these young guys. The energy they've been giving me at this point in their career, he's feeding off it, Maria Taylor.
All right, the young guys are in Washington, okay? The Commanders, young team, but they're going against the Dallas Cowboys. You know, Dak Prescott out, so Cooper Rush and the boys trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, Chris.
Cooper Rush played good. Schumacher down the middle on the seam right here. They're going to go up 20-9. You're going, wow, they got control of this football game. It was the shocking game of the day.
Yeah, but then the Commanders, like, I got an answer. The young Jaden Daniels, the whippersnapper to Zach Ertz.
He always has an answer, this guy. I don't even believe he's a rookie anymore. This game was 10-9 in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden it just exploded. Right here, Turpin, spin move, play of the day, had us all going, wow.
You ever make a spin move like that?
I cannot do a move like that. So it would take me 7 more steps, but easy touchdown. And you're thinking, this is over. Cowboys got it. It's in the books. Unbelievable. One of the best returners in the game, if not the best, in Kevontae Turpin.
Kevontae Turpin, 99 yards, put the entire special teams into a blender. And then we got 33 seconds left. Commanders down 7. Scary Terry's like, I ain't scared.
Well, as good as that was, this was horrible. I don't know what we're doing. He didn't get touched in a 2-in touch backyard game. 80-yard touchdown, Terry McLaurin, and all of a sudden, wow, okay, I guess Washington's going to come back.
Sure, all you got to do is hit the extra point, go tie his bad boy up.
That's all you got to do, but this game was full of special teams errors. Blocked field goals, missed field goals. We had it all going in this one.
Austin Seibert, he had missed the previous 2 games with a hip injury before today, but he missed just 2 field goals, no extra points all season, missed 3 kicks on the day today. So Commanders onto an onside kick. Cowboys pick it up. One-Day Thomas returns it, but all he had to do was kneel down and game.
You don't see that much. One-Day Thomas, touchdown, 34-26.
I had to check in with Micah Parsons after this one. Cowboys get a win in the wildest way.
Yeah, it honestly makes no sense. You would think a game like that might end like 17-10. But nah, that's what it looks like when, division rivalry, you clawing and fighting for every inch. Everyone wants it. And it came down to them last-minute rounds, like if it was fight night. I just felt like in that 12th round, that fourth quarter, that, everyone's like, we got nothing to lose, and we're going to take shots. And I definitely never been a part of a game like that, but, I'm happy we got the win.
Tell me what the celebration was like and how you're going to continue to celebrate as you get back to Dallas.
Yeah, man, the celebration was like, what the F they talking about? Like, everyone's like, oh, they're tanking, they can't win no more, they're washed. And, it was just like, it was kind of like a shut the F up moment. Like, we not here, I'm still playing, I ain't dead yet. Like, I'm still in this uniform, I'm fighting to the end. Like, I don't care. And I'm just happy we got, 20 other guys that's going to fight to the end right with me. So, shout out to my teammates, shout out to the whole team for fighting and clawing. But we're going to do a better job at finishing and find ways to win games some more.
Appreciate the time, Mike. And to be clear, we never said y'all was washed. Just to be clear, this show didn't. But let's talk about the Commanders and what is the biggest issue facing them right now?
They got three. They better get the special teams right. They better find a way to generate a pass rush, and they got to start throwing the ball down the field. McLaurin's got to be involved in this game earlier. That's the only way they can get this offense going again.
And I think they're going to have to focus on the things they did well. Around them, everyone's going to be talking about the negatives. They still do some things well as a young team. They got to focus on those, do them more often, and do them a little bit better.
Third straight loss for the Commanders after starting 7-2. All right, back to the highlights, and we go to the NFC West. Rams fans, stick around. You want to see this one for sure. We got the Cardinals taking on the Seattle Seahawks. We start in the second quarter with the Seahawks down 3. It's 3rd and goal. Geno Smith finding JSN.
Seattle has lost 5 of their last 7, so why not get the ball in Geno Smith's hands when he gets down there close? Jackson Smith and Jigma gets it done for him.
All right, to the third quarter. We're at 4th and 1. Kyler Murray trying to make it happen.
Kobe Bryant, there he is. Mamba making the play, coming back the other way. Seattle needed this game. Arizona could take firm control of the NFC West. Seattle stood in there tight, made the plays when they needed to.
Yeah, so the Seahawks win their 2nd straight, and they tie the Cardinals atop the NFC West, and the Rams could join them with a win here tonight. All right, the 49ers taking on the Green Bay Packers. Remember, they're without Brock Purdy, shoulder soreness, Trent Williams, Nick Bosa as well. So Brandon Allen making his first start since week 18 of 2021 when he was playing for the Bengals. But it was all Packers and Jordan Love today.
Jordan Love said, hey, Brandon Allen, wait your turn. Let me find Kraft right here. Screen pass in the red zone, always tough to defend, finding his tight end for a touchdown.
And then, Jason, here we go. Packers up 10-zip. Josh Jacobs taking over.
The Packers are a physical football team, and that guy right there, he's the identity of the team right now. North and south run down and close against the Niners.
Okay, so Brandon Allen, it's your turn now. It's his turn, Devin.
Xavier McKinney shows up, keeps getting interceptions, number 7 on the year, and this Green Bay defense created turnovers today and made sure that they dominated this game.
McKinney right now tied for NFL lead in interception with Detroit's Kirby Joseph. Making it look oh so easy. Then on the ensuing drive, Josh Jacobs was like, why don't we go ahead and run it back?
Yeah, just not a hard play call here. You get down in there close, just keep giving it to this guy. He's wearing the defense out. The big guys up front controlling the line of scrimmage.
So the Packers win big, have now won 6 of their last 7 games heading into their Thanksgiving matchup versus Miami on NBC. Only loss in that span was to the Lions. Okay, let's talk more about the physicality of what we saw offensively from the Green Bay Packers, and it all starts with Josh Jacobs.
It definitely does, Maria. When you talk about, right now, you heard Jason Garrett say it. The offense in Green Bay runs through Josh Jacobs. They have an offensive line that's physical, athletic. Matt LaFleur's very creative in what they do in that run game. And Jordan Love's not playing his best football. So what do you do when that happens? Run it up the middle with this guy. This is how the game started. You want to talk about tone setter right there? And then you talk about just absolute power, making plays or yards out of nothing and making them something. Josh Jacobs has so many runs that should be a 3-yard gain that end up an 8-yard gain. A minus 1-yard loss, it ends up being a 5-yard gain. He's physical. He makes people miss in space. Green Bay offense runs through Josh Jacobs. He's playing really well right now, Maria.
All right, that was the all-state check-in, and let's add on to that and what we're seeing from the rest of the offense, starting with Jordan Love.
Well, this is the key to this offense. If you want to run this style of offense that LaFleur has up there, you have to be able to run the ball because then the play-action stuff comes alive. I love the variety of weapons that Green Bay has. Reed, Watson, Kraft, all those different guys. They get those guys the ball, and it seems like every week a different guy comes up and makes some plays for them.
But what's going on in San Francisco? I get it, no Bosa, but this front seven, we used to talk about them stopping the run, punishing people. To give up almost 170 yards rushing, they have to step up and make some plays on defense.
Yeah, right now the 49ers 5-6, worst start since 2020, and you can see the standings right now in the NFC West. But the Rams got to be feeling pretty good about where they are right now, just a half game behind first place. So this game tonight, very important. All right, time for Barry's Bet, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Matthew?
All right, Maria, for my bet tonight, I'm going with Puka Nacua over 70 receiving yards. Look, I get it's a tough matchup, but I'm betting on talent here. Puka's had at least 98 yards in all 3 of his completed games this year. Oh, and he's also got a 30% target share in those games. So, hey, if the Rams are going to win this one, they're going to need to lean on Matthew Stafford and his receivers. Give me Puka Nacua over 70 yards tonight. That is my Barry's best bet for tonight, Maria.
DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns, and new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and use promo code SNF when you sign up.
All right, we're less than 10 minutes away from Sunday Night Football. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles looking to win their 8th straight game. Good news, he got swole back. Man, it's hard to put your pads on when you're swole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't have that problem.
Just trying to get him locked in right now. The grizzled veteran Matthew Stafford looking to secure a win in the NFC West. A great opportunity for them. And now it is time for a little Sunday Fun Day featuring an early slate that had its fair share of upsets and shakeups.
Goes for 70 and a big 6. Oh my.
The game is not tied. Austin Seibert has to make this. Seibert, missed it left.
Patrick Mahomes runs for 33 yards. Good. And the Chiefs walk it off.
So how about this? The Chiefs are the first team in NFL history to win 8 of their first 11 games by 7 points or fewer, and 6 of those 10 wins included taking a lead while making a decisive defensive stand in the final minute or overtime. So they are really living by the edge of their seat. Let's continue our Sunday Fun Day, starting with Hey Darnold.
Hey Darnold. Hey Arnold. Hey Darnold. Movement, football head. I got to throw a touchdown pass here. Okay, and that's what he does right there. Mario Addison was the guy, the go-to target. It wasn't Justin Jefferson today. It was Hawkinson, Addison, and a little running from Aaron Jones. But way to go, Sammy D played well to get the win.
Hey, how about Tricky Tua? Some might say on the set, reminds him a little bit of who? Magic Johnson with the no-look pass. If you remember back in the day, Magic Johnson can find you no matter where you are. Tua says, hey, Mike McDaniel, send these guys wherever. I'm going to find them. And guess what? The defense just won't. The Miami Dolphins steamroll their Patriots.
How about a helping of a little gabagool? Here he is. Baker Mayfield, Tommy Cutlets.
Oh, I love it.
Not only throwing, but blocking as well. This guy does it all. And when he gets in the end zone, here we go. Celebrate with your people. Keep it inside the frame, though. Here we go, Baker. Love it.
Yeah, we taught him how to do it to start the show. Blocker Mayfield, we get it. Send all the Giants fans home. All right, guys, it's time for tonight's Home Team Fix, brought to you by Lowe's. Let's see what America's rolling with. 75% of the country believe that the Eagles are going to walk away with the victory from SoFi. And the Football Night in America crew, we believe that.
Oh, Matthew Barry. Wolfing it.
It hasn't been a good week for you, so that's not a good sign. Aggies lost. His boy's son goes to Alabama. They lost. The Commanders lost.
Not good for him.
Not looking too good.
Yeah.
Let's find out why Rodney and Tony are rocking with the Eagles, guys.
Maria, I couldn't hear you, but Coach, I'm looking at the Rams defensively, and they have to do a great job on those early downs. You don't want to get in a situation where it's 3rd down and 2, 3rd down and 3. and they open up their playbook.
Well, Matthew was the only one that picked the Rams, and I can tell you how he can be right. If their defensive line can stack the line of scrimmage and stop Saquon, and then offensively, if their line can protect Matthew Stafford. Because these Rams receivers, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and DeMarcus Robinson will get open if Stafford has time to throw. So we'll see if Matthew's right, if the offensive line, defensive line can protect.
Yes, Rodney, I actually heard Coach, even though you didn't hear me, and that's totally fine. Guess what, guys? LeBron is in the building.
Wow, you know it's a big game. LeBron's there in the suite.
There he is.
All the stars are completely out from the Lake Show. All right, Rams pull this off if what?
They got to run the ball a little bit with Kyron Williams, and I think their defense is going to have to force a turnover or two to pull off the upset, in my opinion.
I don't see the upset happening.
Right.
I think stopping Saquon Barkley and then A.J. Brown on the outside is going to be tough to match up with.
I think Devontae Smith being out of the lineup for Philly is big. They can double A.J., load everybody else up to stop the run. It's a good idea. They're not going to be able to pull it off.
Great point.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp's in there like, you really aren't going to roll with us? Like, have we shown you absolutely nothing? And remember, the little red vest means that Jason Garrett is the leader right now. Those are the Lowe's home team picks brought to you by Lowe's. We will see you at halftime. Enjoy the first half of Eagles-Rams.
This has been the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff. Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes. Or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.